video games you guys playing?
Well, Sammy, funny you should ask. No, not right now. I need to play that. I haven't played that in a little while. But I just downloaded Madden because I have EA access and I get to play it before everyone else for free. So we're going to see if there's some improvement in there.
Did they give Patrick Mahomes 2007 Michael Vick? No, they gave Christian McCaffrey those numbers, didn't they?
No, they gave Patrick Mahomes Tecmo Bowl Bo Jackson stats.
Lamar's the one on the cover.
Yeah, but who cares about Lamar? He's a ticking time bomb, dude.
What? Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, he's not as. I mean, he's not gonna last long. He keeps running like that. Nah.
People say the same thing about Vic.
The Vic's.
I will say this about Lamar Jackson is, to me, he looks more like a Ben Roethlisberger type quarterback in build. So he may actually be able to take the hits a little better than we think.
He's thin, and he's thin as a rail.
Well, I mean, Ben's just big up in the shoulders. You look at his little chicken legs. Man.
Oh, Ben.
Ben's not a big guy, but it's just the bone structure, I guess, is what I'm talking about. Is that's who he really reminds me of. So, you know, if he can stay in the pocket a little, and I agree with that, you can't take the hits, but if he can learn to stay in the pocket a little bit more, I mean, I'm not a Baltimore fan, but shoot, he's going to be hard to contend with.
That was my thing last year. Was that he was a one-trick pony. He was a few throws here, not really accurate downfield.
He did that one trick really well.
He did until the playoffs, and who beat them? The Titans. The Titans. They knew what was going to go on, and they shut that down quick. And then the Ravens didn't have a prayer.
But I mean, look what the Titans did in New England too.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. In all the football talk that I hear, still nobody's talking about the Titans at all.
Well, it's Mike Vrabel. Okay, he still needs to prove himself as a coach. He does. He hasn't
got Derrick Henry.
He got Derrick Henry, but Ryan Tannehill, was it a fluke season? Maybe not. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was as well. I hope.
I will say this for Tannehill. He's had an awful lot of shots.
Yes.
And there's a reason that a guy like him gets that many shots. There's something there that maybe just the guys that were giving him the shots wasn't seeing or taking advantage of. Right. Maybe the Titans have kind of honed him in to be able to do what he does because of what they see. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I do like Ryan Tannehill.
Well, then again, he was in Miami.
Miami's a dumpster fire.
Yes, it is.
I mean, look what Fitzpatrick balled out in Miami.
Well, he's another guy. I kind of think of him the same way I look at Tannehill. He's got a lot of opportunities. He's just never – I think it takes a good coach and a great quarterback to gel, and I think some guys are just a victim of never finding that right coach that can tweak things just enough to hit their sweet spots.
That's why I hope that the new head coach, I think Kevin is his name. I hope he's good for Baker.
Coach Kevin.
Coach Kevin.
I heard for Madden, the new Madden game, Cody, they really padded Christian McCaffrey's stats almost to Michael Vick levels.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to up Cam's stats a little bit so I can run with him more.
Well, you need to because he's trash.
Cam Newton's not trash.
He's trash.
No, he's not. I would expect a former coach to know a little bit more about football and understand that Cam's pretty good.
Zing!
Oh. All he has, as far as that argument, all he has for him is the MVP. That's it, and that's because they felt sorry for him.
Here's the reality of Cam Newton, as seen by me. I hate Cam Newton. I hated him at Auburn. I hated him at North Carolina. However, he almost falls into the same category as Tannehill and Fitzpatrick, with the exception that he can put a team on his back and get them to the playoffs. And you mix that in New England with finally a good coach. New England may not miss a beat with him at the helm. Truthfully,
that'd be interesting.
I don't like Cam Newton. I just don't, never have. But he really is. I mean, he could honestly be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Really,
or a Hall of Fame gum chewer.
How has Ohio State's quarterbacks done in the NFL?
Not bad.
Just curious.
Well, we got the best quarterback ever, Kirk Herbstreit. But that's irrelevant, though, that question, man. We produce really good pro players, just not quarterbacks.
Well, that is, I mean, Ohio State, they perennially have, linemen and defensive linemen and wide receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State, it's funny because Ohio State's almost like the anti-Oklahoma. They get great players, but they just can't quite find the quarterbacks. And Oklahoma gets great quarterbacks, but there's positions that they could probably do a little bit better at.
And then Ohio State gets rid of good quarterbacks.
And they go to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma or LSU. Dang it.
Justin Fields almost went to OU, right? He was on our campus.
Did he?
Yeah, the only reason why he didn't is because he asked Lincoln basically, like, would you start me or would you start Spencer? And he was like, I'm going to have Spencer.
Well, those – wait a minute. Are those two – no, those two aren't even in the same class.
Right, but he was going to transfer whenever Jalen. So Jalen being here was one of the problems for him, I heard. And then the other one was that he wanted him, if he could have came back again or whatever, that they were really high on Spencer, and that's what deterred him away.
He wanted Georgia anyway because that's where he lives, and he wanted Georgia really bad. And of course, he knew they had Jake from State Farm, and
Jake Fromm is ass. I hate him so much.
He's one of those quarterbacks that he's good in college, but watch out for him when he gets to pros. He gets the right coach and developing. Man, he can be dangerous. He really can.
I disagree, man. I just don't see it in him. How can you shit on Cam and then praise Jake Fromm?
I would expect more from a former player of mine.
Because he's an Ohio State fan. That's how they root for stuff. They can't justify it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we just do it. We don't.
They worship a nut. I mean, come on.
We worship a worthless nut.